will open at the current bid or the reserve if there is one. Along with those bids placed in advance of the sale, we will be accepting bids through our Heritage Live platform via live internet feed. Most of you will be bidding with us via Heritage Live and will be communicating with Maya, our HA Live attendant to my left, who will be bidding on your behalf. Sometimes a bid will come in from Heritage Live at the last minute, or rather second. I'm not sure why they say minute, because it is second. Milliseconds. The last second due to limitations in someone's computer or their strength of their Wi-Fi. Please know that a bidder can only submit a bid when the lot is still open on their computer. No heritage bidder can submit a bid on a lot once it has closed on their computer and moved on to the next lot. My acceptance of a last second bid from Heritage Live is not the reopening of a lot. Last second bid arrivals happen a few times during every auction, and I thank you in advance for your patience regarding the matter. A buyer's premium of 20% will be applied to the hammer price of all lots. A few terms that I'd like to just explain. Cut bidding. Everybody knows, or at least anybody that's watched me auctioneer knows that I'm a big fan of cut bidding. I implore you to use these, ladies and gentlemen. You are entitled, and that's so very, very rarely happens these days, but you're entitled, unless you're, I suppose, Gen X or Gen Z or whatever they're called. You're entitled to one cut bid during every lot, meaning once you move on, we move on to the next lot, you are replenished with your ability to cut bid. Proxy bids or priors. This is announced when there is a tie. We take the bid we had first and invite the active bidder to break the tie. I will usually say hint, hint, or wink, wink, that it's a prior. Jennifer will tell me when it is a prior, and I will explain that it's your chance to shine, so to speak. Still available in the case where lots go unsold. You can visit our website and go to our post-auction buys and go snag an item for your collection that we passed on. Texas announced, before I tell you that, if you have any issues at all relating with the participation in the sale today, please call the lovely Vicky, our auction supervisor on this location, at phone 214-409-3167. Otherwise, you can also just give her a bell if you just wanted to chat with her. She's really nice to talk to. She says, no, please don't do that. Texas announcement. I'm required to announce that in the compliance of TDLR Rule 67.40, notice is hereby given and provided that this auction is covered by the recovery fund administered by the licensing department of Texas and registration. You can write to them at P.O. Box 257 Austin, Texas, 78711, and phone number 51-463-6599. And that concludes all those necessaries. And without further ado, we will continue with session 3 of our Central State sale today. We are currently on lot 20781, and henceforth I will refer to these lots, and I'm sure Emily will too, as 781. Lot 781, or how say you, Jennifer? I have 2,300, I need 2,400 to advance. 26 now, what about 2,800? 2,800 to advance. $2.1928. Popular series, isn't it, Raiden? At 2,600, I need 2,800. Last call then at 2,600. 2,600. 7451. Lot 782. I got 2,100, looking for 2,200 now. 2,200 for this uncut sheet of $1928, $2. I have 2,100 on the cut. I need 2,200 to advance. Last call then at 2,100. 2,100 to the internet. Lot 783. 1,350 on the cut, looking for 1,400. 1,400 to advance. Last call in at 1,350 on the cut. 1,350. The internet. All right, a lovely graded 868 PPQ example here. What are we up? I need 1,250 to start me off on this one. 1,250 to start. Here it is live. I have 1250 now. What about 1300? 1300 to start. 1300 to advance. Last call then at 1250. 68 EPQ on this 1928B, $5. 1250. 7452. Lot 785. 1300 I have. Looking for 1400. 1400 to advance. Ladies and gentlemen, remember your cut bid. In this case, it'll be 1350. Yes, I've got 1350 now. I've got 14. What about 1500? 1500 to advance. Last call then at 1400. 15 I have now. What Jennifer says, yes, at 16 now. I need 1700. 1700 to advance. Last call then at 1600 for the 66 EPQ graded example. 1600. The internet. Lot 786. I have 1,000 now. What about 1100? 11 I have 1200 now. I have a prior. You know exactly. Yes, and you know exactly what that meant. And it's 1150 now. Do I see 1200? Emily says, yes, that's great. We need 1200. 1200 to advance. Yes, I've got 1200 now. Do I have 1300? 1300 to advance. Last call then at 1200. 1200. 7170. All right, a gem example here, 65 EPQ. What do we have? I've got 2300 looking for 2400. 2400 to advance. Last call then at 2300. I've got 2400. Now I've got 26. Do I have 28? My book bidder has it at 2600. Heritage Live. I need you to jump back in at 2800. 27. Yes, I got 27 on the card now. 28. Now what about 3000? 3000 to advance. Last call then at 2800. 2800. The internet. All right, a near perfect gem, or at least a near perfect grade of 69 PPQ is seen here. I need what? 1250 to start me off on this. I've got 1250 now. What about 1300? 1300 to advance. 13. Yes, I got 13 now. 14 now. What about 1500? Don't forget about those cut bids, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 1600 now. 1550 now. 1600. 1600 to advance. Last call in at 1550 on the cut. 1550. 7186. All right, a lovely solid serial 5 is seen on this 63 graded example. What do we have, Jennifer? 2400 I have now. What about 2600? 26 now. What about 28? 2800 to advance. Heritage Live has it at 2600. I need 2800 to advance. 27 on the cut. Okay. Got 28 now. What about 3000? 3000. Okay. Got 29 on the cut now. What about 3000? Solid serial 5s. I have 2900. Do I see 3000? Last call in at 2900. 3 I have now. What about 32? 3200 to advance. Fair warning then at 3000. 3000. 7453. All right, experimental type here now. What do we have? 625 I have. I need 650. 750 now. What about 800? 800 to advance. Last call then at 750. Cut at 775. Now 8. What about 850? 850 now 900. 66 EPQ is seen on this example. I have 850 now and looking for 900. 875 on the cut now 900. Still looking for 900. Last call then at 875 on the cut. 875. 7186. All right, lot 791. 950 I have now. What about 1000? 1000 to advance. Last call in at 950. 50. The internet. All right, back to an uncut sheet of 18. I have 1500 looking for 1600. 1600 to advance. Last call in at 1500. 16 I have 17 now. I have 1650 still looking for 1700. 1700 to advance. 70 I have what about 1800? 1800. Last call in at 1700. 1700. 7454. All right, another uncut sheet, graded 64 EPQ. 1200 I have, looking for 1300. 1250 on the cut, I need 1330 now. What about 1400? 1400 to advance. They're wanting then a 1300 with my book bidder. 1300 to the internet. Highest graded example here of the 1957 B series silver certificate. I have 70 star on it. Oh, that's an amazing grade, isn't it, Raiden? Fantastic. What do we got? 2200 I have now. What about 24? I have 2800 now. What about 3000? 3000. What about 3200? Is this the only one graded at this level on the population report? No, it's not. I've got 3000. I've got 3200. I need 3200 to advance.
31.
31 on the cut. Still looking for 32 now. What about 34? 34 to advance. Last call in at 3200. 34 I have. 3600. 3600. 36 I have now. What about 3800? 3800 to advance. Cut bid at 3700 if that helps. Last call in at 3600. 3600. 7455. All right, another uncut sheet of 1263 grade on this one. What do we have? 1550. Looking for 1600. 16 I have now. So what about 16? I've got 1650 on the cut. Need 1700. 1700 to advance. Last call in at 1650 on the cut. 1650. 7456. All right, lot 796. I have 1500. Look for 1600. 1750 I have now. What about 89? What about 1900? 1900 to advance. My book bidder has it here to my right at 1800. Here it is. I've climbed back in at 1900. 1900 to advance. Last call in at 1800. 1800 to the internet. Lot 797. Another high grade here of 68 PPQ. Looking for 1500 here. I've got 15 now. What about 1600? 1600 to advance. Heritage Live has it at 15. I've got 16, 17 now. What about 18? 1800. Last call then at 1700. 100. 7186. All right, over to Federal Reserve banknotes, lot 798. 775 is seen on this star note. I've got 45 EPQ. I have a prior Heritage Live. You know exactly what that means. And of course, you know what that means. I need 900 now. 850 I have with Heritage Live. I need 900 to advance. 900. I have 9 now. What about 950? 950. Last call in at 900. 900. 7250. The near finest graded here for this example, 68 PPQ. What you got, Jennifer? Looking for 1250 to start me off on this one. 1250 to start. 68 PPQ for this $20, 1929 Federal Reserve note. 1250 is what I need to start here, Heritage Live. Last call in at 1250. 1250 I have. What about 1300 now? 1300 to advance. Last call in at 1250. 1250. 7231. All right, pretty grade seen on this elusive type. What we got? 1050 I have. What about 1100? 11 I have now. What about 1200? 1200 to advance. 1150 on the cut. 1200 now. What about about 1300? 13 now. 1400. 14 I have now. What about 1500? 15 I have now. 1600. 67 EPQ is seen on this note. I need, yes, I've got 60 now. What about 1700? 1700 to advance. 1650 on the cut, still looking for 1700. 1700. Last call in at 1650 on the cut. 1650. 7166. All right, lot 801, a specimen here, 66 EPQ. They are very infrequently offered, and we have Jennifer. 1750 looking for 1800. 1800 to advance. 66 EPQ. 18 I have now. What about 19? 19. And notice the serial numbers are 2, 3, 4. They're ladders. I've got 2000. What about 2000? I've got 22 now. What about 2400? 2400 to advance. Cut bid at 2300 Heritage Live. That helps. I've got 2200 with my book bidder. I need 2400 now. Last call in at 20. I've got 24. What about 26? Jennifer says nay. I've got 2400 with the Heritage Live. I need now 2600 to advance. Last call in at 2,400 with my Heritage Life bidder. 2,400. 7,229. All right, fancy Syria here, 50 million. What are we at? 1,450, looking for 1,500. 1,500 to advance. My current bid is with my book bidder at 1,450 on the cut. Heritage Life climbing at 1,500. Last call in at 14. I've got 15 now. What about? I've got 16 now. What about 1,700? 17 now. What about 18? Jennifer says no. I've got 1,700 with Heritage Live. Now I need 18. I've got 1,750 on the cut. What about 1,800? 1,800 to advance. Last call in at 1,750. 18 now. What about 19? 1,900. 50 millionth note. It's an insane amount. I mean, just think about the printage. 50 million. All right, I've got 1,800. And it's just, you just don't see them. And well, these kind of serial numbers, because who looks for them? And who keeps them? I've got 1,900. Who will give me 2,000? 2,000. Last call in at 1,900. Two now. What about 2,200? And I actually, in my own, you know this, Emily, I actually do collect fancy series, but it's for South Africa, so it's funny money. I've got 2,000. What about 2,200? 2,200 to advance. Last call in at 2,000 with my Heritage Live bidder. 2,000. 7,453. All right, ascending ladder. 1,250 I have now. What about 1,300? 1,300. My book bidder currently has it at 1,250 on the cut. Heritage Live jump in at 1,300. Last call in at 1,250. 13 I have now. What about 1,400? Jennifer is not talking to me. That means that you have it at 1,300 Heritage Live. Last call in at 1,300. 1,300. 7,457. All right, solid serial ones. 1,750 looking for 1,800. 68 EPQ to boot. I got 1,800. Do I see 1,900? 1,900 to advance. I have 1,800 with my Heritage Live bidder. Do I see 1,900? Of course, I'll take 1,850 on the cut. Push that button now, Heritage Live. I need 1,900 to advance. I've got 1,850. Yes, you see, you don't get it unless you ask, Maya. Isn't that a Hawaiian proverb? No. I have 1,850 on the cut. Do I see 1,900? Yes, I got 19 now. What about 2,000? 2,000 to advance. The last call in at 1,900. 1,900. 7,458. All right. Binary repeater serial number here. 660 EPQ. I have 500 looking for 550. 550 to advance. I have 550 now. What about 600? I have a prior. You know what that means, Heritage Live. Jennifer has a prior at 550. I need you to either give me 600 or maybe take a chance on the cut bid at 575. Yes, I got 600 now. What about 650? 650 to advance. Fair warning then at 600. 600. 7,458. Solid serials 2. I have 1,350 looking for 1,400. 1,400 to advance here. My book bidder has it at 1,350 on the cut bid. Heritage Live, I need you to bid 1,400 to advance. I got 14 now. What about 1,500? 1,500. 1,500 to advance. The last call in at 1,400, or perhaps a cut bid at 1,450. 1,400. A delayed bid of. There you go. I love these cut bids, Maya. I'm still looking for 1,500 now. 15 I have. What about 1,600? 1,600 to advance. Last call then at 1,500. 1,500. 7,229. All right, descending ladder. 925 I have, looking for 950. I have 1,000 now. What about 1,100? 11 I have now. What about 1,200? 1,200 to advance. My book bidder has it 1,100. I need 1,200 Heritage Live for you to advance. Last call in at 1,100 with my book bidder. 100. A delayed bid of 1,150 now. Well, I think we all know what that means. Jennifer's book bidder has it at 1,165. I need 1,200 Heritage Live. 1,200 to advance. Last call in at 1165. Unless Heritage Light wants to jump right back in. 1165. The internet. All right. 0367 holder. 650 I have, looking for 700. 700 to advance. Last call then at 650 for the 03.
675.
I've got 675 now. I've got 700 now. What about 750? Printers in Chicago. I have 700 with my book, but I need 750. No, it wasn't. It was sent to Chicago. It was printed in Fort Worth and then sent to Chicago. Oh, so they actually need us here. They need us down here in Fort Worth. I've got 700. I need 750 now. Last call then at 700. 700. The internet. All right, solid serial 2. I've got 1226 now. Do I see 12? I need 1300. 13 I have now. What about 1400? 1400 to advance. Solid serial 2 here now. Graded to 67 EPQ. Would it be the same for this one, Raiden, as well? Printed versus where it was sent to, where it was issued. So, gotcha. All right, printed in Fort Worth, sent to St. Louis. I have 1350 on the cut. 1400 is what I need to advance. Here it is live. Last call in at 1350 on the cut. 14 now. What about 1500? 1500 to advance. Last call then at 1400. 1400. 7453. All right, interesting lot here. Lot 810. I've got 800 looking for 850. 850 for these 9 examples. Near solid examples. I have 800 looking for 850. 850. My book bidder has it 800. Here it is live. I need 850 to advance. Last call then at 800. 800. To the internet. Solid 4. 1500 I have. What about 1600? 1600. My book bidder has it at 1500 for the solid 4 example in a 67 EPQ holder. I need 1600 to advance. 1600. Last call in at 1500. 100. All right, we've got a courtesy autograph matching serial number district set here. I was signed by Rosario Marin. What do we have? 2400. I need 2600 to advance. I've got 2500 now. What about 2600? 2600. I need 2600 to advance. My Heritage Live bidder has it at 2500. I need 2600 to advance. Last call then at 2500. Serial 39. And that's a replacement, isn't it? Yeah, the serial 39 replacement courtesy autograph. I have 2500. I need 2600. Last call in at 2500 here. 2500. 7459. All right, a lot 813. I have 1050 looking for 1100 now. 1100 to advance. Last call in at 1050 on the cut bid. Here it is. I've jumped back in at 1100. 50. The internet. Lot 814. 1450 now. What about 1500? 1500 to advance. I have 50 now. What about 1600? 1600. They're warning that at 1500 with my Heritage Live bidder. 16 now. What about 17? 1700. I've got 1650 on the cut now. 1700 is still what I'm looking for. Last call in at 1650. 17 now. Now I need 1800. 1800 to advance. They're warning then at, I've got 18 now. What about 1900? 1900. Fair warning then at 1800. 1800. 7452. Lot 815. I have 1000 now. Do I see 1100? 1450 now. What about 1550 now? I have. What about 1600? 1600, I have 1500 with my book bidder. I need 1600 to advance. 63 holder, I have 1500. I need 1600 now. Here it is live. Last call in at 1500. 1500 to the internet. Lot 816. I have 1000 now. What about 1100? 65 EPQ holder. I have 1100 now. What about 1212? I have what about 13? I've got 1300. Do I have 1400? Jennifer says no. Heritage Life has it at 1300. I need 1400 to advance. Last call in at 1300 or 1350 on the cart. 1300. 7299. Lot 817. 1550 I have on the cut. I need 1600 to advance. 1600 is what I need to advance. Heritage Live. My book bidder has it at 1550. Do I see 1600? 16 I have now. What about 17? Yes, 1700. What about 1800? 1800 to advance. Last call then at 1700. 1750. Yes, I've got 18. What about 1900? 1900. Last call. I got 19. I got 2000. What about 22? Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about your cut, but you are entitled to it on every single lot. 2100 in this instance. I need 2200 to advance. Last call in at 2000. 22. Yes, I got 22 now. Jennifer shakes her head. Heritage Live has it at 2200. I need 2400 to advance. Last call in at 2200. 2200. 7460. Not 818. 1250 I have, looking for 1300. 1300 to advance. I've got 1300 now. What about 14? I've got 13. You know what that means, Heritage Live. I've got 1366 with my book bidder for the solid 2 and a 64 EPQ hold. I've got 14 now. What about 1500? 1500 to advance. 1450 on the cut. I'm still looking for 1500. 15 I have now. What about 16? 16 to advance. Last call then at 1500 for the solid serial 2. 16 now. What about 1700? 1700 to advance. 1650 I have. What about 1700? Heritage Live currently has it at 1650 on the cut. I need 1700 to advance. Heritage Live. Last call then at 1650. 1650. 7229. All right. Lot 819. 1200 I have, looking for 1300. 1300 to advance. Fair warning then at 1200. 1200 to the internet. Lot 820. 1050 I have now. What about 1100? 11 I have. What about 1200? 1200 to advance. 12. I have 12 now. What about 13? 13 to advance. 66 EPQ holder here. I have 1200. Do I see 1300? Cut bid at 1250. Last call in at 1200. 100. 7461. Lot 821. 1150 I have. Descending ladder here. 67 EPQ. I have 1150. Do I see 1200? 1200 to advance. Here, my book bidder, I've got 12. Prior. You know what that means, Heritage Live? This is a prior of 1200. I need 1300 now. 1300. Try your luck at 1250 if that might help. Last call in at 1200. 13. Yes, there we go at 13. Heritage Live just cleared the books. I've got 1300 looking for 1400. 1400 to advance. Last call in at 1300. 1300. 14 I have. What about 15? 1500. 1450 on the cut. Still looking for 1500. Last call then at 1450 on the cut for this descending ladder and a 67 holder. 1450. 7457. 7457. All right, lot 822. 1250 I have. What about 1300? 13 now. What about 1400? My Heritage Live bidder has it at 1300. I need 1400 to advance. Last call in at 1300. But 14 now. What 15? What about 16? 16 to advance. Last call in at 1500. 1500. 7462. Lot 823. 750 I have, looking for 800. 900 now, what about 950? 950 now, what about 1000? 1000 to advance. They're warning that at 950 with my book better. There we go, 1000. 1051, I think we know what that means. Here it is. There we go, 1100 now. What about 1200? 1200. Last call in at 1100. 1100. 7229. All right. 66 EPQ Dallas here, $50 in a really nice condition. What do we got? 1450 I have, looking for 15. I've got 50 now. What? I've got a prior. You know what that means? 16 now. What about 1700? 1700 to advance. Heritage Live has it at 1600, looking for 1700. 1650 on the cut. Last called in at 1600. 1600. 7463. All right, lot 825. 725 I have now. What about 750? 750. 67 holder, $50. I have 725 on the cut. I need 750 to advance. The last call in at 720. I've got 800. 800 now. What about 850? 850 I have. 888. I need 900. 9 I have now. 950. Jennifer shakes her head. I've got 900 with Heritage Live. I need 950. Last call in at 900. 100. 7464. Lot 826. I have 1,000 looking for 1,100. 1050 1,100 now. What did you say prior? They said 11. 1,100 now. Heritage I've jumped back in at 1,200. 1,200 to advance. Last call then at 1,100. 1,100 to the internet. Lot 827. I have 1,000 now. Do I see 1,100? 1,150 I have on the cut. 12 now. What about 1,300? My book bidder has it at 1,200. I need. There we go. 1,300. Do I see 1,400? 1,400 to advance. Last call then at 1,300. 14 I have now. What about 15? 1,500. 15 I have 1,600. I have it at 1,500, need 1,600 now to advance. Last call in at 1,500. 16 I have, what about 17? Fair warning then at 16. I've got 1,650 on the cut, still looking for 1,700. 1,700 I have now, what about 1,800? Fair warning then at 1,700. 1,700. 7229. Lot 828. 750 I have. What about 800? 950 now. What about 1,000? I've got 960. Still looking for 1,000. 1,000 to advance. Last call in at 960 with my book better. 960 to the internet. Lot 829. I got 1,650 looking for 1,700. 19 now. What about 2,000? 2,000. Heritage Live has it at 1,900. I need 2,000 to advance. Last call in at 1,900. 1,900. 2,000. There you go. 2,000. 22. Now 22. What about 24? 23 on the cut. Last call in at 2,200 with my Heritage Live bidder. 2,200. 7465. All right, lot 830. I'm looking for 750 to start me off. I've got 750 now. What about 800? 66 EPQ holder is seen. I need 800 now. 800 to advance. 800 I have. What about 850? 850 now. What about 900? 9 I have now. 950. 950. What about 1,000? 1,000 to advance. Last call then at 950. 50. 7186. All right, lot 831. I've got 2100 looking for 2200. 2200 to advance. 10 consecutive examples. My book bidder has it at 2100. Do I see an advance at 2200? Heritage Live. Last call in at 2100. 100. The internet. All right. Binary rotate to serial number here, lot 832. I'm looking for 1750 to start me off on this one. 1750 is what I need. Heritage Live to start me off. Last call in at 1750. 1750. That will be available in our post-auction buys, ladies and gentlemen. All right, lot 833, solid serial ones. Looking for 1250 here. 12. I've got 1250 now. What about 1300? 1300 to advance. What about 1300? Yes, I've got 13 now. 14. What about 1500? 1400.
1450.
1450 on the cut. Still looking for 1500. Here it is live.
15.
15 I have now. What about 16? 1600 to advance. Last call then at 1500. 1500. 74. 66. All right, lot 834 here at solitary of fives and a 66 holder. What do we have, Jennifer? I have 1800 looking for 1900 now. 2400 now. What about 2600? 2600. Stunning example with solid serial fours and a 66 EPQ holder. I need 2600 now to advance. 2500 on the cut. Last call in at 2400 for this elusive tide.
25.
There you go, 25 on the cut now. What about 2600? 2600. Fair warning then on the cut at 2500. 500. 7246. All right, lot 835. 1750 I have now. What about 1800? 1800. My book bidder has it at 1750 on the cut, but I need 18. There we go, 1800 now. 19. What about 2000? 2000 do I 2100 on the cut? I need 2200 from you. Heritage Live. There we go. I think Jennifer shakes her head. That's 2200 with Heritage Live. Do I see 2400? Last call then at 2200.
24.
24 now. What about 26? 2600.
25.
25 on the cut. Still looking for 2400 for this $500 bill.
26.
I've got 26 now. What about 2800? Last call then at 2600. 600. 7464. All right, 53 greatest seen on this 500. What do we have? 2700. Do I see 2800? 28 now. Well, I've got a prior. You know what that means, Heritage Live. I need 3000 to advance. I got 3000 now. What I think that clears the book. Yes, it does. And now I need 3200. 3200 to advance. Last call. 32 now. What about 34? 33 on the cut. Still looking for 34.
34.
34 I have. What about 36? The 36 to advance. What about 35 on the cut? If that helps. Last call then at 3400. 3400. 7464. All right, lot 837. 2100 I have. Looking for 2200. 35 EPQ is seen here.
22.
22 I have now. What about 24? 24. Yes, what about 26? 26. How says your phone bidder? Yes, I've got 26 on the phone. I've got a prior. You know what that means? I need 2800 now. Now 28. Now I need 3000. I have 2800 with Heritage Live. Fair warning then at 2800. 2800. What about 2900 for your phone bidder? I got 2800. I've got 3. I need 3200. Now I have 32. What about 34? 3400. Last call in at 3200 with Heritage Live. 3200. 7464. All right, light green steel here for this 500 lot 838. AU 53. I've got 3,000 looking for 3,200. 3,200. Pretty example.
32.
I've got 32 now. What about 3,400? 3,400. Last call in at 3,200. 3,300 on the cut, if that helps. 3,200. All right, 3,200. 7464. All right, lot 839. AU 55. I have 1950. I need 2,000.
22.
I've got 22 now. What about 20? I've got a prior Heritage Live. I've got 2,200. I need 2,400 now. 24 to clear the book.
24.
There you go. 24 now. What about 26? 2,600. Last call then at 2,400 for this AU example. New York, $500 bill. That's 2,400. 464. All right. Lot 840. 45 EB, 45 choice extremely fine here. I've got 1,600 looking for 1,700. I've got 17. I've got a prior. I've got a prior Heritage Live. I need, yes, that tears the book with Heritage Live at 1,750. I need 1,800. Yes, got 18 now. What about 1,900? 1,900 to go. Last call then at 1,800. 1,800. 7464. All right, lot 841. I got 1,600 now. What about 1,700? 1,700 to advance. 17 I have now. What about 1,800? Heritage Live has it at 1,700. Do I see an advance at 1,800 or 1,750 on the cut? Last call then at 1,700. 1,700. 7464. Not 842. 1920 I have. I need 2,000.
2,000.
I have 2,000. What about 2,200? 2,200 to advance. 45 EPQ. Philadelphia, 500. I've got 2,200. Do I see 2,400? Last call in at 2,200. 2,300 on the cut, perhaps. 2,200. 7464. I lot 843. I've got 2,250 looking for 2,400.
24.
Got 24 now. What about 2,600? 2,600.
26.
I got 26. What about 2,800? Last call then at 2,600 for this 55 EPQ Richmond example. 2,600. 7464. Lot 844. 1,600 I have. What about a 1,700? 2,000 I have now. 2,200. 53 is seen on this one. I have 2,000 looking for 2,200. 2,200. I've got 22 now. What about 24?
23.
I have 23 on the cut.
24.
24 now. What about 26? 2,600 to advance. Fair warning then at 2,400. 2,400. 7464. I lot 845. I have 1950 looking for 2,000.
21.
53 EPQ. Senior, I've got 21 on the cut. I need 2,200.
22.
22 now. What about 24? 2,400 to advance. Last call then at 2,200. 100. 7464. Lot 846. 50 EPQ. Senior, I got 1,850 looking for 1,900.
2,000.
I got 2,000 now. What about 2,200? 2,200 to advance. There we go. 22. I need 24 now. I've got 24. What about 2,600? 26 I have now. 2,800. Cup that at 2,700. I have 2,600 looking for 2,800. Last call then at 2,600. 600. 7464. I lot 847. I've got 2,300 looking for 2,400.
26.
I got 26 now. What about 28? 55 EPQ is seen here. I've got 2,600. Do I see 2,800?